Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola, my post-fight reaction, knuckleheads. Andy Ruiz looked pretty bad, I gotta admit, man. I was expecting a lot more from Andy Ruiz, and I did get the prediction right. I said decision or stoppage late by Andy Ruiz. He got the decision, and I thought he deserved the decision, no doubt about that. But the scorecards were wide. I agree with Chris Arreola on that one, who told all the judges to give him fellatio immediately after the fight. And, I understand his frustration because this is a guy who's been in the sport for a very long time, given his blood, sweat, and tears to the sport. Brought in at the age of 40 to make the 31-year-old Andy Ruiz look good, made him look bad, and then gets a very disrespectful scorecard. Listen, Chris Arreola dropped Andy Ruiz. Chris Arreola probably should have been credited with 2 knockdowns. I believe on one of them, Andy Ruiz was caught by the ropes, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Arreola nearly stopped Andy Ruiz on a couple of those, hurtful punches that he landed. I thought he could have easily stopped Andy Ruiz had he landed a couple more punches in succession after dropping him. Andy Ruiz luckily has good instinct, was able to get the hell out the way. And Arreola was not his usual self as far as how many punches he throws. He was much more strategic, trying to wait for Andy Ruiz to open up so he can counter. Chris Arreola's always been a guy that's good on the inside, can, fight you when you're exchanging with him and get the better of it. And he was doing that for maybe the first 4 or 5 rounds of this fight. Eventually, Andy Ruiz, wised up, especially to the overhand right that Arreola was throwing. Eventually Ruiz adjusted, got the hang of it, and got the win. But, man, it wasn't without a struggle. Chris Arreola made him look bad. And, I was thinking to myself watching this, if a King Kong Ortiz or a Deontay Wilder or, any of these other heavyweights that are known for their power and that are near the top but not quite at the top anymore, if any of those guys would have been in there with Andy Ruiz on Saturday night and landed one of their punches, again, guys that are known for power, I think it would have been a wrap for Andy Ruiz. I mean, he was legitimately hurt by these shots from Chris Arreola, who in my opinion is not a guy known for his one-punch knockout power at all. It is heavyweight boxing. A punch landing in the right spot can hurt you, but it happened over and over again. And it makes me think perhaps Andy Ruiz lost a little bit too much weight too fast. Maybe it's affected his ability to take a shot. He may need a couple fights to acclimate to the new weight. Hopefully he doesn't balloon up after this fight the way he did after his first Anthony Joshua fight. But who knows, man. What we do know is he did not look good in this fight. He did not look like the guy who beat Anthony Joshua the first time or beat Dimitrenko before that. He looked like a guy who was still trying to acclimate to his new weight, his new body type. And, I hope he can get there. Despite the fact that I don't like the guy, and you guys know I don't like the guy because of what he did to Manny Robles. Despite that, we still wish him the best. And I hope he gets it done. But I think he looked bad. As far as Chris Arreola goes, I think, he's still in the mix as far as being able to get a payday, maybe as a gatekeeper for the heavyweight division, with all due respect to him. I mean, he's, if he can't get past an Andy Ruiz that looked like that on Saturday night, I don't think he could really win a title anymore, but that doesn't mean that he can't still be a factor in the heavyweight division. Again, unfortunately, maybe as a gatekeeper, how boxing is. I think he'll be back. I think he performed well enough to where he's earned another payday if he wants it. And look, maybe he was motivated for this fight. I mean, it was the lightest he's ever been, so you got to give him credit for getting himself down as far as in weight and maybe being in good shape for this fight. He had a good strategy of exchanging whenever Andy Ruiz threw punches, but it wasn't going to be enough to beat him. I think he should have done something, maybe a hybrid of the game plan this time versus the last time versus Kownacki, where he used a lot more volume. Maybe punch with Andy when he's throwing and use the volume in the interim. I don't know. That's what I think, knuckleheads. Tell me what you thought about Andy Ruiz's performance. I thought it was pretty bad. to be honest with you. Leave it in the comments below. Hit the like button after you do that. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. Finally, hit the join button for just $5 a month. That's 16 cents a day. You can help me build this promotion and continue to promote real young fighters, man. And FightersRep Promotions, we're hopefully coming before the end of this year if California opens up and lets us do fights. Finally, click the link below. Get your FightersRep gear. Support the channel in that way as well. We got shirts, hoodies, tank tops, masks. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I will be putting up more content as we go to interview more young warriors that are coming up in the game. So I hope you guys support me on this journey, man. And the members only meeting will come out soon as well. Appreciate you guys.